Alright, so where do you begin? I guess pretty much I got Jade Wyrm. Got this guy. Enough. Get him upgraded all in one go by any means. But we'll definitely get close. Of course, I'm working on his skill, but it's going to take a little while. I'll have it at 9% here pretty soon. We'll eventually have Jade Wyrm. Just kind of nice. 9% drop on that. Plus all the bonuses there. And the only thing I'm working on now is just Crown Clear. Between that and Champ Chests. And then Astrolite, which other factor in it. So at this point, this is what my gear looks like. Still working on the strides. I'm going to try and do the strides Astrolite wise. It'll take some time. But I'll do the strides, and then presumably after that I'll also do the while I'm doing champs as it comes up, at least for Rising Champ or Way of the Champ or any variation of Champ that isn't the $100 version of Champ. More than likely grab. Oh man, we only got one Astrolite out of it. That sucks. Kinda hoping maybe we get something good, but oh well. The main thing though is like on my faith, I've actually got the faith started, and so now we just need another 7, 8 of these. I think we can achieve, and then we'll go for a legendary faith at some point, and eventually mythic. Give it enough time, which I think is achievable. It just takes a while to get to. But out of like 4,200 champ chests, I got about 4 legendary Crimson Mans. So it seems like per every 1,000 chests, I'm usually getting a main. Which, I don't know if those odds are really good or bad, and given that the likelihood is kind of squirrely as it is what it is, but I also got a Mythic the Mitts, then I may stop doing Mythic on the Greatsword in favor of getting like the Skull Crusher. I'm not far off along getting a Crusher to Legendary, but at the same time I'm also a ways away from getting it to Mythic, so it's kind of a bit dicey, I think, to kind of go down that rabbit hole. But one thing that does come to mind is for the card flips, I did basically almost all of the card flips that you could do in the first 3 rounds. And if you're wondering what the drops are on like these 3rd and 2nd tiers, they're like 20 coins a pop. You can actually get like 100 champ chests and stuff like that, carpets. So the drops in here aren't really that bad. However, the cost obviously goes exponentially higher closer and closer you get to the bottom. So there's that. Of course, we've got Clash of Tier 3 Kingdoms coming up. I know I imagine a lot of people are probably doing Tycoon right now, but I don't know, I'm not too jumpy about Tycoon. I'd rather wait until the next rotation. I could do Halos, maybe. Probably be more likely what would happen. What I'll more than likely do. I just don't know what that's going to pan out to be, or what that's going to look like. It's just, right now, between the Astrolite and Chant pieces, it's like, it's kind of rough. I'm just kind of happy I got the Strides Mythic. Since now that puts me at, like, at least mixed-wise. We can take a look at here in a second. Do these real quick. Go ahead and do a trial by fire. Because they still got a ways to go to like really improve the stats on this. Any meaningful amount. That's one thing that I'm still trying to work on, is just trying to on the account's overall stats. Just kind of hard to get to that point. naturally. It's like most people don't look at those numeric numbers and they go, "Oh yeah." It's like 600%. Cool. It's like that's also a couple grand. Well, at least I can put a number to it anyway. And that's even if you're trying to slow roll it. Even if you slow roll it, summer travels and let it snow is like 100 to 200 chance. I mean, I feel like in a way you almost have to get lucky. To some degree. But yeah, so like 514's my inf now, 503's my ranged, 98 for cav. I got 200 for army attack, 350 for HP. And then these stats here are still kind of E. They still need some work. Getting there, but it's got some work. I'll have to take the drum out at some point and put in the faith. But I think I'll do here sooner or later. It's just not quite yet. I'll probably consider doing it once I get the faith to purple. Because by that point, the only advantage left will be of getting the faith to legendary. That's when I'll probably start making the transition. I still got a ways to go though before I can get the faith to legendary, let alone mythic, where I'll ever actually start considering it. It's gonna take some time. Overall though, now that I got Divine Fire, I went ahead and stuck them on the wall. So I'm going to be rolling kind of this combination. It's just a combination of infantry. I'm not going to go too heavy into cav. I don't feel like I need to, but I could be wrong. To kind of dabble between the two. But that note. Let's see, what else is there? Oh yeah. So as far as like diamonds go, you'll notice I've got about 25,000 diamonds. It's quite a considerable amount, but I had like 69,000 diamonds not that long ago. It does not take long to burn through that many diamonds. Okay. Really easy to burn through a stupid amount of diamonds. Which I would attribute 90% of that to Jade Wyrm right now. I thought about it. Like, yeah, I kind of want to finish Jade Wyrm. I already started Jade Wyrm. I might as well finish Jade Wyrm. I had originally planned on doing it a while back anyway. And the thing is once you've unlocked them, I can get the 3, 4, 5% on the debuff research. And that's worth its weight in gold. And then having Divine Fire just adds that little bit more on top of it. Just stuff that it probably doesn't hurt to have. I can do it over time, and that's the main thing for me. Whereas with champ chests and stuff, I'm kind of dice rolling my luck here. Hoping that maybe the next dice roll will be better than the next. Of course, my comp, as you can see, is still kind of being built. Going to eventually do a stream where we're going to basically just spam doing troops. That's either going to be today, tomorrow, or at some point in the week. We're just going to basically spam build troops on both my alt and my main. And I'm going to more than likely rebuild Lion Saber up quite a bit. I'm going to get Veggie Tail up quite a bit in T4s, I think. I think I can afford it. You know, it's like people are not unwilling to hit me at 530 any more than they are unwilling to hit people at 700 mils. So it's like consciously I think, well, that means I can just build 3 mil T4 across and then give myself another 3 or 4 million T2. I can take more rallies, you know, and just keep going to town. But if anything, I'm trying to focus really heavily on the fact that the gear and the stats side of things have got a lot of work. A lot of energy and focus there that kind of go on at. Oh, cool, we got the King strategy. Neat. Okay, we got some books. Alright. Still need a lot more of those, though. We're going to need a lot more. For to ever see any meaningful gain from that. I do, however, get the Wondrous Telescope to 9. And in theory, one day I'll eventually have enough for the Meteor Watch that I can get it to 4. Which, when we get to that, it'll be nice. It's gonna take some time before we get to either one of these, but we're not far. And I can even consider maybe getting them to 10 too. They had some time to go on these. As for these, I don't know. I thought about doing these because it's like Fury stats is Fury stats, but at the same time, I felt like I've had a better time investing directly into the stat related ones instead of trying to evenly spread it out into Fury related gear pieces. I'm still confident in that thinking too, because it's like the moment you start diving too far into artifacts, then you just don't have enough stats, enough to pull in all the other talents. It's like you just might as well not even bother. You just need to focus on like the ones that matter. That way you get the most bang for your buck. And then after the fact, you can consider doing the artifacts for like, Battle Fury stats. The way I play, I don't really pop Fury. And some people do. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just 10-20% though. Especially coming out of Fury. It's like an additive, but to me it's more of a risk factor. Because if you want to decide to shield for any reason, you're not going to be able to. Unless you're just willing to pucker and take 5, 6, 8 different rallies at a time. You're really not in a good position to do that. Then probably not going to find much advantage in that. Which I don't know. I mean, given where I'm at in the game, I could probably pull that off. Not like I couldn't do it. It's just I choose not to. I feel like in a way you kind of invite yourself into a lot of problems unless you've got the stats and the Fury for it to matter. Right now, there's just not enough in there for it to matter. I think even with Fury, it's like, what, 8% right now? So an 8% bonus is, noticeable, but not enough for me to care. Really only about 20%, and that's with the leader bonus. 20% just on core. And core stats off of artifacts are better than what they were, but like everything in this game, it's like it takes a lot of time and a lot of energy to get to that point. Second note, I guess. Grab the 7-day bonus again. $50. I don't see any reason not to. It actually adds up. As far as the artifact coins and stuff, it adds up. Really not any sense in not doing it. I don't know if this gift galore is any good. I would imagine if you wanted the tokens, it would not be a bad deal. One thing I thought was interesting here, though, is that they're trading up Gorilla, Lightweaver, and then army size boosts and star scrolls. I'd be more interested in this if it actually had champ pieces in there. Because then I'd roll for it. Especially if I was getting 11x on champ chests. For 1,000. Because then I'd dump a whole lot into it. Because it'd be a lot easier to get champ chests that way. And I think other people would too. If that was an option. If that was even on the table. But anything. I've got another couple stacks to go before I'll ever get to that point, I'm sure. But that's the nature of champ chests. I have to roll and roll and roll. Astrolite's a different story entirely. I don't even know exactly how I'm going to go about. I was trying to figure out how to proc it to begin with, because you can proc like all these different packages, but yet when you want the actual Astrolite pack, you can't even proc it unless you buy something that involves the Astrolite. But you can't really do that without anything on hand, so it's just kind of one of those things. I suppose I could probably start converting these, because I'm going to need the fragments. So I start diving further and further in. Which which I more than likely will. I'll probably dump close to 2,000 fragments trying to upgrade that goddamn worm, but what it is. Probably like close to 2,000 fragments involved in this guy, probably. But I mean, it'll be worth it. We'll get 3% off of that, 3% there, and then I can start doing this. So this is probably a lot more doable. These are 1 million a pop, so these are going to take some time. But just like anything. So we do that, and we'll go. Oh, the other thing too is I got my course helm to legendary, which is kind of nice. That kind of took some time, so I'm kind of happy I got that. Really not a whole lot more to report on, but I thought I'd go ahead and just show it, because I didn't think I would mention it in the champ chest video, because I figured people had probably just watched the champ chest, but if people wanted to know what was going on my account, that's pretty much what's going on, is I got Jade Wyrm. I don't know, if there's any suggestions or any directions, pack-wise or otherwise. I mean, right now, that's kind of where I'm at in the game. I'm just kind of focusing on doing Divine Fire. I'll max out Divine Fire and then max out the rest of his skills. And then I'll more than likely be dumping into Astrolight and Champ Chests to get the Faith up. That's really about where I'm at in the game. So, needless to say, that was kind of going to be a little bit of a quick stream, but thank you guys for dropping by. And I'll see